Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Flare Networks is having their Maker DAO moment literally being built out as we speak. And no one is talking about it. Maker DAO moment. I guess we should say Sky DAO now or Sky Protocol now, formerly known as Maker DAO. It's being built out right now. And no one's talking about it. I did a video a couple of days about it, but I thought I would share it in a live stream format just to remind people what's literally being built out. No one is freaking talk about it. No one. XRP futures, by the way, on a side note, hits a new record all-time high, set some kind of records on CME Group. So that's interesting to note. I'm going to share some stuff, some other stuff on X about DeFi from Panos, some other things as well. It's going to be very, very interesting this next few days. Very, very, very interesting. So we're going to get into it. Flood Network's Maker DAO moment. No one is freaking talking about it. I'm going to share a couple of videos with Hugo Filion. Um, I think it's just important for FLR holders and XRP holders to really get what he's really saying here. So it's a big deal. I know people are bummed out about the market right now. People are a little bummed. BTC at $112, XRP below $2.90. Yeah, certainly good buying opportunity. If I get some time after the slime shit, I'll trade some BTC from a little bit more XRP. Under 290 is a good price, I believe. See a lot of people again talking about rotating, selling their XRP for FLR. Interesting. Again, I don't think it's a bad move. I think the timing is not right for it. But that's just my personal opinion, not financial advice. Everyone's got to make money the best way they feel, or whatever way they feel is best for them. So we'll go over the market, go over CoinGecko a little bit, just to share with you guys. I appreciate you checking in. For sure, we'll refresh CoinGecko and get into that. But you know what we say, the market is just merely doing what the market does. We'll be out of town for a couple, 3 days, flying out tomorrow, getting into some other stuff, some other business stuff that I hope um, I'm going to be bringing back to the community. I hope so. We're going to work some things out, but I hope so. So it's going to be really, really cool to be able to do that. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. That'd be really super duper awesome if you can do it. Let me go over the market real quick. Let some people check in. Do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. That'd be awesome. And go over some stuff on X. And then we're going to get into what I believe to be Flare Network's Maker DAO moment. All right. So what do we got here? According to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap is down 2.1% in the last 24 hours. Is at 3.9 trillion. Bitcoin dominance is still under 60%, which is pretty cool. It's at 59.49. We need it to stay below 60.5, and so it's doing that. ETH versus BTC pair. Let's take a look at that. Make sure that that's still trending in the right direction. Had a few sideways days, but I think that's still trending in the right direction as well, which means it's an uptrend. ETH has continued to outperform Bitcoin. So you can see it here. You know, this started here sideways. June 25th started trickling up. No, July 8th. I'm sorry, July 8th. June 28th, July 8th, July, sideways for a few days, then screamed for a few days, then sideways, and then screamed for about 10 days. We're probably going to have 5, 7 days of this kind of sideways deal here before we get that next scream up, but it's still trending, still in an uptrend. ETH versus Bitcoin. In other words, Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. We need both things to happen. Bitcoin dominance to stay under 60% and hedge towards 55. And we need this ETH versus BTC trading pair for ETH to continue to outperform Bitcoin. So we got those two things. And then, of course, we need the global M2 liquidity to rise and continue rising. Bitcoin's trading at $112,000 again on a 30-day. Bitcoin's down 6%. Ethereum is trading at $4,200 again on the 30-day. Ethereum is up 14.5%. XRP is trading at $2.87 on the 30-day. XRP is down 18%. Solana is trading at $181 again. And on the 30-day, Solana's down nearly 10%. Dogecoin is trading at 21 cents up. It's down 18% on the 30-day. And SOE is trading at $3.43. Again, on the 30-day, SOE is down 13%. So, yeah. So anyway, it is what it is there. That's the market, fam. And the market is doing what the market does. Let me see some of the stuff I want to share real quick on X. CME Group reports there's a new record for XRP futures. They hit an all-time high in open interest with 6,000 plus contracts on August the 18th, right as their anniversary approaches. It's a clear sign, says the CME Group, of growing conviction in the market. The XRP ETFs, I think, are going to surprise a lot of people because the institutional interest in this particular asset, because of the XRPL, is massively appealing. It's because of the XRPL that makes the asset very, very appealing. Remember, this is a blockchain that can move anything of value in 3 to 5 seconds for less than a penny. We always say it on the channel. Institutions are going to be massively interested in leveraging something like that, especially when they think about people in the background they can call. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when I should say we get the ETFs. I'm saying it's going to be October. Most people are saying September. I think it'll be October when we get the ETFs, but that's good news for the CME futures people. Look, my guy Rect Fencer shared this. It's important to note BlackRock is dumping hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin in Ethereum. They're in the market. I've never been excited about them in terms of how much BTC they hold, because I don't believe that they are pro crypto. I think they're still TradFi guys playing crypto. So, there's that. There's the sells. BlackRock, IBITs, there's the sells. They've been selling. And it says here hundreds of millions worth of Bitcoin in Ethereum. If you're wondering what's going on in the market. Now, Gemini shared this. I don't know why they're sharing it. Who knows? But they are sharing it. Interesting. They've been talking a little bit of XRP here lately since Ripple gave them that loan or line of credit, whatever they did, so that they can IPO. Interesting. But it's an XRP MasterCard. And this is in New York. Gemini are the ones who posted it, and said, prepare your bags. I don't know what for, but visit the placement at southwest corner of 29th and Broadway in New York, New York. So interesting that they put that out. All right, so let me do this. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of the BlackRock. Let me get rid of Gemini. Let me check in on the folks. What's going on, the real big Will? How are you, bro? Appreciate you checking in tonight, sir. Happy Talk That Talk Thursday. Interestingly enough, Talk That Talk Thursday. Yeah, man. So we're going to get into kind of what I'm seeing here with Flare Networks for sure. I do believe it's a maker down moment. I think people just kind of missed it. I kind of missed it. And Hugo talking about these stable coins backed by XRP. In other words, XRP is the collateral token to mint stable coins. And this is exactly what MakerDAO is known for. We're gonna look at the potential TVL that could come. I'm doing great, bro. Family's great. Thank you, sir. The TVL possibilities of TVL that could come to Flare Networks. It's massive. Using XRP as collateral, mint a stablecoin, take the stablecoin, go get you some yield. Go get you some yield, make some money on your money. So interesting. And we're going to go over to DeFi Llama and check MakerDAO and STVL, because I'm just not certain people really, really caught on to what he was saying in this interview with the Wolf of Wall Street's Scott, I think his name is. And I'm also going to share a video with Jenna interviewing Hugo and Santiago Velez. So Hugo Filion from Flare Networks, Santiago Velez of Zao DAO and XDeFi protocol on Flare Networks. So I'm going to share the Jenna one first because I just think, I don't know, man, I feel like people miss this moment. This is a big deal. This MakerDAO moment is a big deal for the Flare Networks Layer 1 EVM blockchain. It's a big deal. It really is. I think people are missing it. All right, let me see here. Hugo says something about we're not, okay. So Flare is the opposite of a fragmenting chain. It's a unifying chain. One chain, lots of assets from ecosystems that don't have smart contracts. Yeah, anyway, look, I don't want to get too far down the risk curve, but Flare Networks is building something massive. It's not financial advice. Again, if I said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I believe Flare Networks is becoming the hope or the promise of what Ethereum hoped to be. We got a ways to go, but this is what I believe. We got to take it a cycle at a time, bear and bull at a time. But I got to tell you, they've proven their chops to me, building in both the bear and the bull market. Novel ideas, novel concepts. It's been very impressive to watch, for sure. For sure. So let me share this Jenna video real quick. And in terms of layer ones and large market cap tokens, that's a different thing. Large cap market tokens, I'm going to share with you my sleeper. So let me share this video real quick. I'm not sure if I did this in a live stream. I know I did it in a video. Jenna said, love King Karan's questions for Hugo during our live stream yesterday about exploding Flare demand, inflation, and more. So let me share this. He kind of rambles on a little bit, but basically is saying, what's the demand? Basically, he's saying, Hugo, can you speak to what I see is going to be the huge demand for FLR? That's basically what he's saying. Wait a minute. I got to share. I have to share the right way. I don't think I did that. Share the sound. There it is.
Billion Flare tokens every single year to keep up with the demand. I just want to know your thoughts around that, with that huge demand coming just only for F assets for XRP. And what are your thoughts actually based on that 5 billion?
So, okay, I'll answer that. So do I think that there is likely to be high demand for Flare? That would be my guess, yes. Can I say more than that without getting myself in trouble? No, I cannot. With regards to the amount that is released, we have two sort of major sources of release of the FLR token. The first is network inflation, which pays effectively for the data and for the network operators. And that is an ever reducing percentage, starting at 5% and reducing each year. So 5 billion to start with, but reducing each year to the point where over the long term, the network inflation will become effectively zero. It will never become zero, but it will get effectively to like 0.01%. So that's the first thing. And we think it makes sense to front load inflation because you're effectively bootstrapping a financial system. People need the token, and people need to be rewarded substantially for participating in an ecosystem early. And that is the same for the other releases of Flare, which is effectively we put aside 20 billion Flare tokens, which is what we call the cross-chain pool. And that is our incentive program. And again, it has a programmatic payout. So it cannot be this year. It can't be more than 2 billion, for instance. Can't be more than 2 billion flare. We can't just take all 20 billion and throw it in the market. But it can be assigned to protocols to give them some incentives to attract capital, to attract TVL. So assigned to DEXs, assigned to lending protocols, assigned to stablecoin protocols, assigned to perps protocols to attract TVL and usage, specifically of assets that come from another chain. So earning flare emissions with flare, you can do that only by staking or delegating. You cannot earn flare emissions without a from the cross-chain pool, without a corresponding cross-chain asset. So if you are in a pool that is FXRP versus flare, like let's say a trading pool or a lending pool, then you may earn on those assets. But that's because there's a cross-chain element, which is the FXRP. So we put aside 20 billion tokens. It's very moderate in how it pays out. It pays out over 20 years. It's very likely that we won't need all 20 years, and there'll probably be an announcement proposal at some point to wind it up and burn the remainder. So, but for the time being, it's very important to have incentives, especially as we come to XRPFi, to bootstrap that ecosystem and to become the dominant player for DeFi, for XRP, for Bitcoin, for XLM, and these kind of tokens.
Thank you so much for that response, Hugo. And I hope that answers your question.
So anyway, that was a good question. And he answered it in a really, really good way, but he's really pointing to and highlighting, if you will, the demand, natural demand for the native asset FLR. And he's also giving you the dynamics of the tokenomics and what it's got going on right now. I didn't know that only 2 billion. First of all, I didn't know about the programmatic release of the FLR tokens. I was not aware of that. You mentioned they could only give out 2 billion this particular year. I think I was aware of the inflation going down and will eventually become effectively zero, as close to zero as you can get. That's important to understand. Long term, everything that they're building out is really a long-term picture. It's a long-term deal. And if you just look at Bitcoin, it's set up as a long-term play. And people who are fortunate to be there early and say, you know what, 10 years later, here I am, it's going to be a big deal. And I think the same thing, well, it has been a big deal. And I think the same thing is going to happen with this particular blockchain. I don't have a magic thing. What is that? What is magic something? I forget what it is, but magic ball. I don't have a magic ball or crystal ball or any of that kind of stuff. This is what I believe. This is what why I'm investing, why I'm here. That promise, that hope of becoming what Ethereum, the promise of what Ethereum hoped to be is massive. I think for me, it's worth my dirty, nasty fiat to take that risk in that investment. That's how I see it. I really, really do. What's going on, Kevin Land? How are you, bro? Long time no see, sir. Appreciate you checking in. Alex Jeter's in the building. What's good, bro? Be safe on the roads, my friend, if you're on the roads. Rick Cisneros is here. How are you, bro? CJ, remember the ST XRP can be staked on other chains. This is so important, and people are not understanding. Flare Network, for example. STXRP can be staked on Aave, Polygon, and other big chains. Yeah, there's going to be a big DeFi ecosystem around XRP because of the liquidity. It's $172 million market cap, without question. That's why I say all the time, Rick, Flare Networks is further along in bringing value to XRP holders, value in that what they can do with their XRP. You know, that STXRP, it can be very, 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 very valuable to use. A liquid staking token like that, I do it in Solana all the time. I mean, I'm just, people just don't quite, they can't quite wrap their brains around it. Rick, they're just thinking staking and they're probably thinking slashing. Oh my God. Like they're missing the bigger picture. But that's why we're here. We're here to educate them on that, right? You know, that's why we're here. We're here to educate them on that. So hopefully they continue to tune in. Move accordingly. What's good, bro? Hope all is well. It's been a while just getting everything together when things go boom. Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you. Yes, sir. So look, it's really a really big deal. I listened to that video from Hugo because better understand the tokenomics and how it built out. But it reminds me of how thought out, how well thought out the tokenomics, the plan for this chain is. It's just got to pay attention, right? Peter Summers says we are not bullish enough. Indeed. All right, so how many of you guys caught that Flare Networks was building out a MakerDAO-like protocol? Or should I say, how many of you guys caught that a MakerDAO, now called Sky DAO or Sky Protocol, is being built out on Flare Networks? And by who? So if you caught it, who's building it out? Let me know in the chat. How many of you guys caught that they're building that out? That's being built out. This is a separate code protocol being built out. How many caught it? And by who? Who's building it out? Do you know about MakerDAO? What is MakerDAO? Let me know in the chat. How many of you guys caught that? That's being built out. At first, I thought I understood it. Then I realized I didn't. I realized that I didn't. Yeah, MakerDAO moment. Well, Networks is having their MakerDAO. No, who is MakerDAO? What is MakerDAO? It's an OG protocol back in the day where you would supply ETH to mint DAI tokens, the stablecoin, and take the DAI tokens and go do stuff. Yeah, it's MakerDAO. Remember the DAI stablecoin? Yeah, MakerDAO. ETH was the collateral, mint stablecoins. OG in crypto. OG big time in crypto. Yeah, they're going through some revamping of their tokenomics. It's now called Sky. They got a lending market. I forget the name of that lending market. They're revamping their tokenomics, but it's an OG in the space. Let me share DeFi Llama with you guys. This is being built on Flare, the layer 1 EVM blockchain that you are early to. This is another thing being built on Flare. All right, so this is DeFi Llama. You can go right here to the top chains, top protocols. 150 billion currently, and TVL 150. 2021 numbers were like 170, 175. So we're not that far off at 150. We're not that far off. Lido's #1, liquid staking. We're going to get that here shortly. Ave's out there lending. We got the lending, kind of money market like protocol. It's called Kinetic Markets. Eigenlayer with the restaking. But if you keep going down here to number 10, this thing is called Sky. Now, this is formerly known as MakerDAO. They changed some names, changed the tokenomics a little bit, but this is MakerDAO. Okay. OG, been around for a minute, as we like to say. I'm going to refresh this and make sure this is live, but this says current TVL 6.433 billion. 6.433 billion just It's down here, 6.06 billion. Let me hit on Sky here. Market's down, TVL's down. This is Sky, you know, in the beginning, early days, you know, 200 million, January 23rd, 239 million, 250 million, 200 millions. Jumped up 430 something million, 2019, July, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look. That's less than a year, 1.55 billion, less than a year. They had a kind of a high of about 100, about 18 million, 18.5 billion rather. Look, no, we got a 19.2 billion in TVL. One protocol. One protocol. Just to kind of let you know what's possible. And this thing was racking in some fees. Racking in fees, 427 million in fees. 211 in revenue. Huh? So that's again, this is coming to Flare networks, Layer 1 EVM blockchain, and XRP is going to be the collateral. On MakerDAO, the collateral to mint the DAI stablecoin was ETH. On Flare networks, it's going to be XRP. Do you understand? Do you understand? Who's further along in providing value to XRP holders? It's Flare networks. It's Flare. This is currently being built out. I don't know when it's going to launch, but it's being built. You can use your XRP as collateral to mint a stablecoin. Take the stablecoin out to DeFi, lend the stablecoin. By the way, you can lend the stablecoin, earn yield. You can lend the stablecoin, borrow assets. Did you know that? It's a nice trick in the bear, too. In the bear market. Lend the stable, buy the asset. I won't tell you. I want to tell you the insider trick on it, but it's a trick to that. It's a trick to that. But the point is, it's being built on Flare. The collateral is going to be XRP. Now, let me share something here on CoinMarketCap with you guys here real quick. XRP's market cap is 170 billion. It was 172 billion earlier this morning when I looked at it. 170 billion with a B. 170 billion. Okay, let me see here. Tap on something here real quick. That's, you know, pretty massive. It's number 3 for a reason. FDV is 286 billion. Fully diluted valuation, 286 billion. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, so I'm going to share that just to let you know that a couple of things. Number one, Sui down here at 12 billion. Sui is going up. It was 11 earlier today. It's interesting. It's 12 billion market cap. Man, that's a big number from 170 something, isn't it? It's a big number. Let's check out FLR. Where's FLR? 65, 55? Caspa. I should have just looked it up. 78. 1 billion. Now, a lot of people selling that XRP for FLR. Again, I'm not saying it's the wrong thing to do. For me, in my brain, it's the timing is off, right? The timing is off, and I'm going to share with you why. Why did I bring up the market cap of XRP? This is massive liquidity. And it's going to be a massive opportunity after 12 years, 13 years of not being able to do anything with XRP except for primarily hold it. People are going to be screaming, saying, pick me, choose me, come here, bring your XRP. I'm telling you. And Flare is giving you that opportunity to go to these all the other EVM things, just like Rick was saying. Flare is giving us that opportunity to do that. You understand? It's a simple thing to do as well. Do we got to go over the risk versus irreversibility again for those people who might have missed it, who's still in their brain and thinking it's not worth it? Like, the people that are saying that, unfortunately, just don't understand how money works, how money moves, how it works. Right? Unfortunately, you got to learn. That's why we're here, to help educate them on how it works. I hope you guys all grab that book, Ergodicity. Man, I would hate to find out that you guys did not just go out and buy this book and learn for yourself, just to come back and say, that dude, CJ, does not know what he's talking about. I would hope that you would just get the book for yourself to level up. What is this dude talking about? And why did this multi-millionaire successful investor, student of Warren Buffett recommend this book named Guy Spear? I would hope you guys would go do that, right? It's an easy read, easy read. You just get to wrap your brain around the thinking. I honestly believe we're on a journey of becoming a sophisticated investor, a journey of becoming a sophisticated investor. This is part of the stuff. The other stuff, obviously, is how you get wealth creation. How do you create wealth and how do you preserve the wealth? For sure. With this little intermediaries is possible. A lot of people out there like selling the intermediaries. I'm going to say with as little as humanly possible. Okay? As little as humanly possible. So let me share this little thing here. Let me see if it's up. Why I'm saying that it's not necessary. Wait a minute. It's not necessarily a bad call. Is that up? It's not up. All right. Let's do this. Desktop. That should work. It's just, I think the timing is off, right? So this is the path to Altseason. Phase one, Bitcoin. Flow of money moves into Bitcoin, causing prices to surge. The overlap is money flows into Ethereum, but it struggles to keep up with Bitcoin. Ethereum goes back and forth with Bitcoin and then starts outperforming it. This is what we had for the last, I just showed the chart with you guys. But we've had this for the last 3 weeks now, if not longer. Right? Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, and we hear talks of the flipping. That's where we are right now. Right? This is where we are right now. So what phase one is your Bitcoin, dirty nasty fiat buying Bitcoin. In between phase one and phase two, Ethereum is going back and forth with Bitcoin, and then eventually it starts that little track where it's outperforming it. That was around the end of June, 27th, 28th of June. And then what are we hearing right now? Ethereum treasuries, this, and the Ethereum ETFs are killing the game right now. Right? Which means there's a rotation of dollars out of Bitcoin into Ethereum. But why? Because it's going to outperform it. So if you left your dollars in Bitcoin, Bitcoin's still going to perform, but it's not going to outperform the dollars that you have in Ethereum. You understand? It's your dollars in Bitcoin that's killing the game. Phase one is beating the S&P, is beating the NASDAQ, is beating traditional finance and all of the stuff. Then phase 2 happens, where Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. So your dollars do better than they were if they were just in Bitcoin. You don't take all your Bitcoin out. You don't trade all your Bitcoin. You take a certain portion of that, certain amount of dollars, so that it has better performance in Ethereum. Right? Ethereum is going to do its thing. How long it's going to take to do its thing, and it's outperforming, I don't know. Is it going to be 7,000 this year? Does it get to 10 or 12 next year? I don't know. Early next year, don't know. But Ethereum is the phase we're in now, in my humble opinion. We haven't got to, when it says here, the Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. I showed you the Ethereum versus BTC chart. And we hear talks of the flippening. Have we not heard talks of the flippening? What about this Ethereum treasury stuff with SBET and Tom Lee's Bitmine? Tom Lee talking about, crazy, I don't know what number he called for Ethereum, right? This is going on. It's phase 2. Money is starting to trickle into the phase overlap. This is the phase overlap, which is, I think it's coming. I don't think it's here yet. The phase overlap, maybe just a little portion of your money, whatever you have in ETH and dollars, maybe a little. Money is phase overlap, right? Money is starting to trickle into large caps where we see large buy up happenings. Don't we feel like there's a lot of buying going on in XRP from the whales? Doesn't it feel like there's a lot of XRP buying? It really does. This is the overlap from 2 to 3. Overlap. We're definitely not in phase 3 yet. We're more in the early days of the phase overlap, because phase 3 is Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin, and large caps are going parabolic. That is not happening yet. The large caps are not going parabolic. These are not parabolic numbers, right? So we're not in that yet. Large caps, I don't know. Some people say 15 billion and above is large cap. Some people say 10 billion. I would probably say more, 10 billion. But those things aren't going parabolic. These large caps are not going parabolic. This is not parabolic. Chainlink, people thinking it is. It's not Altseason parabolic. This is why I'm hesitant at this moment to be selling the large caps for a $1 billion market cap token. Right? Because it's a phase. It's a rotation. I don't know what you got in XRP. I'm just certain that it would be more if you let the rotation play out. And then do the other thing. Hold on, to make sure I can find it. Oh, there it is there. Let's do this. That's kind of how I see it. So we're not in this large cap part, right? We're not there yet. I don't know. If you got 10 grand in XRP and you go buy 10 grand of FLR, and XRP, I mean, today, yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, and XRP goes from $2.80 to $9, you would have had $30,000 worth of XRP. They move in phases. All the coins don't move at the same time. This is historically what's happened without exception. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then phase 4. It's all kind of depending a little bit. We're still not in phase 3 large cap screaming. What do you see? What would you say the FLR token is? What would you say it is? Mid cap, large cap, low cap at $1 billion? I guess it probably is not low cap unless it's at the high end of a low cap. My whole point to that is XRP hasn't given you the multiple yet, in my opinion, that would allow for a greater purchase of FLR tokens. Love to hear what you guys think about that. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys, see what you thought. That's kind of how I see it. Certainly, you guys got to make your own decisions on what you want to do with your own money. But I know that the path to Altseason is historically, it's always been the same thing, without question. And so if you look at your tokens as compared to ETH, how are they doing? Last 6 months, last 9 months, last year. How is it doing? You said, well, XRP made a move. Right. XRP was playing catch up. Remember, it didn't get to fully participate in 2021. They didn't get to fully participate in that. ETH did. XRP did not. So doesn't it feel like XRP's moment is coming? Not that it's already happened. I feel like it's already coming. Again, if you got 10,000 in XRP and you just sold it all for FLR, did it today, yesterday, a week ago, a month ago. It's not that 10,000 is not going to multiply when it's FLR's turn. It's not. I'm not saying that. It is going to happen. But what I'm humbly suggesting to you, that 10 grand could have been 20. That 10 grand could have been 30. Could have been 40,000. That's kind of how I see it. So right, it's kind of how I see it. So Peter, what are you asking, my sir? Start by telling me Songbird 100 million micro cap. Right. So that's how I see it in the crypto season zone. Everyone has to make their own decisions, their own rotation of the capital for themselves. But yeah. So, I'll be doing that rotation for sure with XRP for sure. A certain percentage of that, 30%, 20%, 40%, 50%, who knows? Rotating, just multiplying the money. Again, I just believe anyone think that if they got $10,000 in XRP right now, that they shouldn't have 30, 40. Obviously, there's no guarantees. $2.88. Do we expect it to get to $6? That's a 2x. Do we expect it to get to $9, $8, or $9? That's 3 point something x, 10,000, 35 to 35,000. And then possibly look to do another rotation, right? After phase 2 of the large cap happens. This is how my understanding of how it is done. But I just wanted to share it with you guys. Just some food for thought, fam. Don't go out and do anything because some guy on YouTube suggested it. Do your homework, do due diligence, study the markets. See if that makes sense to you. Check the historical data of how stuff has run for yourself so that you know. Make sure you come to your own conclusion and you build your own conviction. So, all right, fam. There it is. I'm going to wrap it up. Appreciate you guys checking. It's been a really, really cool hang. Happy Talk That Talk Thursday to each and every one of you. Let me know what you think in the chat here in the comments. Flare Networks is having their maker DAO moment, man. It's like we got the Spark Dex and Blaze Swap and Gnosis Global. We got kinetic markets. We got liquidity pools. We can go and play in liquidity pools. We got kinetic where we can lend and borrow against our learn assets. So we have a money market. We got a couple of nice dexes where we can play in liquidity pools. And now this CDP, this ability to lend your XRP as collateral, mint a stable coin, and be able to take that stable coin and do stuff where your asset is valued. This is why I say to people all the time, go to where your assets are treated best. F assets right now, non-custodial. I don't look XRP to FXRP, stake the XRP, stake that FXRP, get this STXRP, and do as you will. There's going to be a big market for it. Your assets are valuable. Flare Networks just built out something that allows you to capture the value. That's what they're building out. We don't have to rely on videos and Hopium and, reserves. We don't have to worry about any of that. Because there's an ecosystem being built out that says we recognize that your assets have value and we're giving you a place to play. It's really that simple. And then you got to read ergodicity so that you know how to partition the risk. You understand? How blessed are we? How blessed are we to be able to do that? What's going on, Cali Cat? Right? If you didn't catch my post on X about risk, because there's still this bad thinking around risk. It's naive when it comes to being a sophisticated investor. You don't understand how you manage risk. But the biggest risk is 0% yield. Yep. All right, fam. There it is. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you guys. For sure. Do me a favor. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, please do so on the way out. Certainly not financial advice. Don't participate in DeFi just because I'm talking about it. I'm just kind of sharing my thoughts with you. I'm sharing my thoughts. If you just feel safe, I'm sharing my thoughts. You feel safe not participating, cool. I'm just sharing my thoughts on how real wealth is built. It's up to you what you want to do. It really is up to you. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button on the way out. That'd be really, really cool. I appreciate you guys checking in. And if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to and watching the Crypto Siege, do me a favor. If you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this, so perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.